Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talks. I just finished listening to RFK Jr. was on Bill Maher's Club of Random podcast. He does it once a week. He tapes them first, and then he uploads them on Sunday night. So, man, a lot of views. It'll probably hit 1 million. I think it's just over 699,000 views, which is pretty good for Bill Maher. It's probably his um, most viewed podcast. It's not really a focus of Bill's, whatever. So I happen to like Bill Maher. Basically, we're on the same page. He's a little more strident in terms of the anti woke stuff, but I don't know. And I know a lot of people on the left are disappointed with him, that they're going after him because he really, it's that anti woke stuff. But generally speaking, in terms of policy, I'm right on board with just about everything. So another thing they don't like is like, you have Republicans on, like Dave Rubin was on, not that he's really important, but RFK Jr., who's basically like, he's not a Democrat. We all know that. Strange man. I really don't know what to make of him. No, what's interesting too, he's kind of appealing to the right, which is very weird. Like take a look at this comment here. I'll put this up here too. It says, I'm a registered Republican, but would vote Democrat for RFK. 3,600 likes for this one. Comment here, of course, we know this. No, you wouldn't. The second he won the primary, you would join Trump in mocking his voice, his inability to speak, his drug addiction. RFK used to be a heroin addict. And then obviously his idiotic conspiracy theories. That would happen. That somehow if Biden died or something, somehow if he got the nomination, Democratic nomination, it was Trump at RFK. Trump's MO, he goes after disabled people, so he's a scumbag. That would happen. And like you said, the heroin addiction. So I listened to Rogan's podcast, it was a week and a half ago, 3 hours, listened to the whole thing, listened to Bill. What's very I don't understand this. Like the elephant in the room. RFK has an affliction, a condition with his vocal cords. By the way, I think he sounds a little bit better. He's a little clearer than he was before. Before you couldn't even listen to him. Like it was so difficult, and I feel really bad. Like listen. I may disagree with most of his stuff, his wacky conspiracy theories, but God, this is a terrible thing he must have. And I think he said on Bill Maher that he had surgery, and thank God he's doing a lot better. But they full stop. Here's the thing. Rogan didn't even ask it like 3 hours long, because the stuff on the internet, you don't know what it is. Some say that was from a vaccine, flu vaccine. I have the condition. I'll put that in, and there's a whole thing about what it is. I had it here, whatever. Others say that it wasn't. Why is he so adamant? This anti-vax, he's been anti-vax forever. So I really don't understand this. And I actually went back and forth with a couple of people. Like, at least Bill, I said, had the balls to ask him. Like, he brought it up. He really didn't dive too deep, like what happened. He just said, hey, I think your voice sounds better, which is really cool. And he got into the surgery and all that. So I just don't understand. Like when you go to an interview, do they say, like his people say, listen, don't bring up the vocal cord issue. It's not a good look. He's running for president. And I totally agree. I mean, we don't want to be ableist here, it's not, thank God, it's not life threatening. But you have to speak a lot, and for some people, it's I understand it must be super frustrating. And by the way, other than the voice issue, he looks great, man. He's 69 years old, and here are some pictures here. Look at how jacked he is. They show him. There's a picture of him doing bench press, and someone's spotting him. He's got like jeans on, a leather belt, and no shirt. And he's only benching like 75 pounds, and he's like, oh, I can barely get it up. So like, the body doesn't match his strength level, and it's just kind of weird. Like, why are you like, you're running for president? You're like 69 years old. You're the son of Robert Kennedy, the nephew of John F. K. JFK, right? Most famous president ever. Like, and you're like weightlifting. He's a weird guy, and I don't understand him. Like, is he trouble? Like, a lot of his stuff is whacked. Like um, there's something in the water that's turning people trans, and he has this whole study about they drop some chemicals in water and it turned the frogs gay. Like, Alex Jones has a whole conspiracy on that. There's just a bunch of other. He maintains that his father was killed by the CIA, not Saran, and like he like shot in the back of the head. It's like this wild stuff. He's totally convinced that JFK was killed by the CIA, and he's even concerned about his own life. I mean, he's when you listen to him, he seems like a nice guy. He has all these studies and everything, but he just cherry picks. I don't know what to make of him. And then is he disingenuous? Is he a grifter? What is this? Jake Tapper thinks he's just a scam artist. Like, he doesn't understand the psychology of why he's doing this, but he said he's probably one of the most dishonest persons I've ever met. Talking about Jake Tapper having a town hall, he was talking about the Trump thing. He said, I'd have anyone on except for Robert F. Kennedy. He's terrible. He's dangerous. Another thing, because all these anti-vax stuff. Listen, I understand the COVID thing being on the side, very controversial. I understand the argument. I kind of agree, with the COVID and that. It's fine. But he's like all vaccines. Like, really? Like polio, measles, smallpox. It's nuts. So, all right, nice and short. I'm going to do more on RFK. I'm going to ask you all his policies and positions and some of the crazy conspiracies he's had. Okay, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk. Go Yanks, by the way. They're in Oakland.